I'm maintaining speed at 65 and my fuel pressure is running very low. In addition to low fuel pressure, now we have snow. Practically on the road. Oh, it's looking like it might be snow flurrying up there a little bit. I seen on a radar earlier today was lake effect, like flurries coming across the top side of Indiana here, and it looks like that's what we're dealing with right now. Bad. It ain't even really all that cold, but I think it's still early. But Indiana is known for the lake effect snow squalls to just dump a whole crap ton of snow in one spot, like literally a mile, and then be nothing on the other side. Eastbound, don't get behind the wide load in the right lane. He's going to be here a while. This always takes forever. Okay. Every time.
Melissa speaking. Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing? I'm coming off the toll road with a wide load.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm coming off the toll road with a wide load.
One moment, sir.
You're obviously not here. Are you off-site?
No, sir. I'm 100 miles away from you.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, because this machine, it's just an intercom with a card swipe. There's no printer, no place to put money, nothing.
Okay,
So
I
that's
do apologize, sir, but yep, she's on her way.
She's right here, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, that answers that. They ain't anywhere near here. Excellent, appreciate it. Have a great night. So now I know the lady on the intercom isn't the one sitting at the actual booth, which makes to me little to no sense. All right, boys and girls, once again, we got to go over and talk to the lovely people on the phone, give them my permit number, and then move on with my bad self. Okay, thank you. Yep. Excellent.
Nice truck you got there, Oversized. Thank you, driver. Oh wow, you don't see too many of those bad boys running down the road anymore.
may have finally failed. With having low fuel pressure, going back to when I just got fuel in Lake Station, I noticed a lot of fuel vapor, or steam for lack of a better term, coming out of the tank on the driver's side when I was fueling it. That leads me to believe that instead of sending the fuel into the engine, we're simply sending it back to the tank. That pressure regulator, wherever in the hell it is on this engine, is failed. So we're going to pull into the service plaza here and open up that tank and take a peek. Look at those signs bent over. You know, we've been having a nice tailwind. All right, that's useful. At idle, the pressure is up pretty good, so I'm not sure what's going on. I'm pretty sure we can make it to Baltimore at least. What I'm really hoping for is to get all the way home, even for lack of a better term, on limp mode. That way I could do a video of it and not have to mess with it on the road. However, if the component that I think is the fuel pressure regulator, I should be able to fix that right on like the parking lot of a Caterpillar dealer. So let's just roll up over here and take a look. See what I can determine. I'm gonna pull up under these lights right here. That way I can see, and that way you guys can see better too. You know, when I started this video, it was a very windy day to the point where the camera just kapoom, flew right over. And as the day progresses, it hasn't gotten much better. In fact, now it's just snowing along with the wind. The lake effect by Cleveland anyways. All right, so we stopped because of a low fuel pressure problem. I don't know how good you just heard it while I was talking on the GoPro. Apparently, you guys have been telling me in the comments about the truck should start quicker. Now, I don't know that to be true, and I'm not just gonna necessarily listen to people that write comments, because it's only a handful of yous, and most other people are like, yeah, truck's running great, and it never seemed to be a problem. The problem that they were saying with the slow start has always been there since I bought this truck. However, it's possible that problem is snake biting me right now. But you listen to her, she's running just fine. At an idle, or a high idle, raised idle I should say, but it's running good. It loses pressure when I'm gassing on it. It's right, even now the pressure is low compared to what it normally sits. The gauge dithers a lot, which could also been the problem. I don't really know. I did replace the gauge because the original one, the needle broke. You can laugh at that all you want, but it was an old gauge. But that needle bouncing around, that snapped it off. So, hey, you know, I don't know if that was normal or not. I know that sounds stupid. Some of you guys has been doing this a lot longer than me with these old school units. You're probably laughing your ass off right now. Anyway, when we were fueling it up, I noticed that there seemed to be a lot of fuel vapor, steam, heat coming out of that tank. So I'm starting to wonder if my fuel pressure problem isn't that we're just pumping it out of the tank and back into the tank and not getting it to the actual injectors in the pump, in the injector pump housing. Because you got to bear in mind, I do notice there's a transfer pump or a lift pump below that injector pump housing. That goes through the filter and then back into the injector pump housing to where the injectors, the 6 of them lined up, squirt high pressure fuel through them tubes, the 6 individual tubes, into the nozzles into the head. I do know that. So I'm thinking it might be an issue in the fuel tank here. Not in the tank, but let's open it up and see what happens. All right, holding the flashlight and the camera. All in one shot. What do we got down in there? Green fuel. And I'm not seeing a lot of drips or waves from the fuel going into it. You know, that's, I mean, look at the line. It isn't a very big line. It's actually quite small. But I think the fuel pressure regulator is on the other side of this line. In that elbow, not here, but in there. But I'm not seeing a lot, and obviously there's plenty of fuel. So, really can't see the bottom of the tank worth of crap. So, all right, I'm not gonna say that that's the problem. I don't know, but we're not really giving her a crap ton of fuel either, and we're only at an idle. I did pull the hill that was just down the street here. I had to downshift one, and I had to kind of nurse it, but it still made it. So we'll see. I'm not really sure yet. I think the regulator is where that line comes up. In that elbow right there. Center screen. I think that might be the regulator itself. I don't really know. Unfortunately, when we're talking about this stuff, I'm pretty new to it. There's my fuel pressure gauge. Usually it dithers a lot more than that. Now we're at a little bit of a raised idle. Not giving any problems. Now I don't know how much of that you were able to see, but that petcock on that fuel water separator filter, I tightened it a little bit. It looked wet, but it wasn't dripping of fuel. It was a little oily from a power steering leak that has basically been with me since I bought this truck. So very small one off the tank. But anyway, the point is, it may have been sucking air, but now I can't make it lose fuel pressure to the point where I gotta worry. Was that my problem? I don't know. I'll have to tell you as we get going, as we drive more. But as of now, it seems to be reasonably okay. And as I gun it, but granted, goosing the throttle and pulling a hill are two totally different things, and there's no way I could duplicate that sitting still. So we'll just drive further and see. Plus my nice new Hero 8 GoPro that was on the trailer getting you those low shots. Must have caught a rock or a stone or something, because the back glass, so it's broke. I have it charging now. Hopefully it isn't broken like for good. Well, the glass is broke, but it won't be waterproof no more. So both GoPros have cracked glasses. Right now, once I goosed on it, throttled her up. Could be a filter. Could just be a filter. My dumb ass don't carry a spare set of filters. I should. I forgot those. Put those strobes back on. They were gonna drive me nuts parking. So when I was parked still. Alright, so I'm not rolling any more coal than I normally do, so we're good there. I think it's just a fuel pressure problem where it's dumping it back into the tank too fast. It could be a bad set of filters. I can change them when I get fuel, but I gotta get the bolt. I gotta get the breezewood to be able to get filters and be able to fill them. I mean, everything else is fine with the truck. It's when it's got pressure, it's running reasonably well. So I stopped at this last service plaza in Ohio in the hope that they had a fuel filter. I'm starting to wonder if my dumb ass just doesn't have plugged up filters because they jam up, or the pressure will rise as the truck idles. The question now for me is, what do I do? I can't get off the toll road. I can't change filters where I'm sitting. So I'm guessing the answer is nursing. And with the weather being what it is, snow and blowing, you know, jacking up the cab and changing it, fuel filters. And with the weather being what it is right now, jacking up the cab and slinging fuel filters just doesn't really appeal to me at the moment. So naturally now, I've got to deal with this stupidity. So after waiting for a while, I called them, and I waited another while, and now the guy's in the booth. This is like easy pass, not easy pass, cash, don't make a damn bit of difference, because the only lane wide enough for me to get through is this one, which is closed for God knows why. Since they know they have permits out there, you would think that they would just have the lane open, or just, I don't know, it just seems stupid to me. Alright. No! Nope, I need the receipt. Alright, thank you. $53.